It's May 31st.
May 31st, the last day of...
The last day of May. The last day of our first quarter filming this series.
That's fun. We were just talking about how quarter feels like, oh, companies reporting quarter numbers. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Something happened and here are these numbers. And it's like, oh my God, the work that goes into a quarter, doing something like every day. Wowie kazowie. It's a lot more than you think.
It puts it slows down time, definitely.
Of course,
which is good.
I mean, it's fun to go through it because then you actually realize like how much like reality is totally different the way you're imagining. But then it also is like, oh, but it's also doable. Like it's also, it's also doable. Like, oh yeah, no, well, let's another quarter, let's go. Like we'll keep doing it. But it's funny that like how the feeling of like the work that goes into it, like, and then we were just laughing because I'm like, I show up as like the star, because like I don't, like Brenty actually does all the editing and posting,
uploading, no editing, just uploading.
Not editing, but uploading, but putting all the stuff, all the images and scheduling all. So you're doing like additional work,
Yeah, and I have to live with my graphic design skills.
For the quarter. So you've done, like, I would say you've probably done like 40% more work on this quarter than I did on this thing. So my head goes down to you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go.
You can buy me a dinner tonight.
I will do that. Let's do that.
All right, May 31st. We have but one obligation.
Only one obligation.
And Marcus Aurelius is going to wrap up the month. He says, what is your vocation to be a good person?
What is your vocation to be a good person? So this is a question?
A question and an answer.
Oh, okay.
And a vocation is really like my purpose in life, and like my sort of where I direct all of my sort of forward momentum is like through the channel of a vocation. And now he's saying that vocation is to be a good person. So it's more important to be a good person than it is for me to like excel as a project manager or like have a successful yoga business or anything else that might be personally like the thing that I'm trying to get done. Yeah. I have to put that as a second thing to like my first job is to be a good person. And I'm not always thinking about it like that. I feel like I am attuned to reality in a way where like I try to like not put my needs above other people's needs as often as I can think to do so. But I'm not consciously, I'm still sometimes stuck in my personal wants of like, I want this to happen, I want that to happen. So
you're saying like, okay, like I'm not gonna put my needs over other people. I'm a good person, but then you might say also like, no, actually good person might be like, there's more to it than just that. There's, you know what I mean? Like there's actually like coming forward to approach someone to be a a person.
Yeah, helping somebody else. And not thinking to myself, I have these...
Like, I won't kick anybody. Therefore, I'm good.
Right, yeah. But it's even like, okay, I have 3 hours right now. And let's say in that 3 hours, I have a task list that I already know is so long I won't be able to get it done. So I'm already like throwing things off the task list. But that task list is mostly like for myself. I can maybe look at some of those tasks as like also benefiting other people, but there's definitely more that I can be doing in that regard in terms of like, wait, what if it wasn't my task list at all first? What if before that it was being a good person, and now I'm like sitting here like, what does being a good person even mean?
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. Yeah, that's a good question. What does that actually mean to be a good person?
You know, because I think about like, okay, I have a writing prompt. I'm going to write an email to my list. Well, like the intention there is to help the people on my list. However, there's another thing there that's like, well, I want this to be a stepping stone in the right direction. To like me having like a thriving yoga business. So like, there's both of it in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that is what he's talking about being a good person, or if that there's some sort of mixture in there that
No, that is, I think that's what it is. Because you're not thinking about only yourself. Being a good person is living by these Stoic principles in some way. Like, okay, and not, like in my view, number one is like, let's look at the thing is that I'm not the most important thing here. Like I'm the judge, and there's Oli, and then there's this other thing in the world that's happening, and let me judge it in the way that it's fair for everyone, right? And so what you're doing, you're doing that. You're saying, hey, I want to help these people. I want to really help these people. I would love for them to be like, oh my God, thank you so much for telling me this and showing me this, so I can actually, like, I'm actually feeling better by doing all of that, right? Like you're actually helping. Like what a beautiful response from the world, right? Like this reward kind of that you get. And now there's also like, well, could I do that in a way that this is my main thing, so I'm making actually living off of this? And so having both of them, you are being fair. So you are living through those principles of looking at it, because you are saying, well, Brenty needs to get taken care of, but also the people who need help need to be taken care of. I will do balancing these two things, and that's living by being a good person. I think that's what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just being too hard on myself.
I think so. Aren't we all?
Yeah, there's been a shift in that direction over the last several years, for sure. And it feels good. It feels like anytime I get like worked up, especially at work, like if I'm at work and I get worked up over something, I almost like get worked up even more because it's not my own stuff. So I'm like pissed off that I'm like, oh, why did I even agree to like be in this situation where like now I have to deal with these kinds of problems, you know, like it just goes into this weird sort of space. And I can tell that I'm not being a good person there, because like I will be getting frustrated about a situation that of course involves other people. Like I'm not getting pissed off about something that doesn't involve people. Like, no, this involves people. And I will be like thinking I'm very justified in my point of view or something. And then I'm like, well, hold on. Like this is another person, like a human being over here who like also probably had a really rough day and is going through X, Y, and Z. And like the moment that I open up my point of view to that, all of my pissed off feelings totally go away.
So that means like you're imagining them not being that. You're imagining them to be enemy.
I'm imagining them screwing up my freaking life. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
Their enemy or their competition or or something like that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, changing the way we look at. Yeah, that's again changing the way of how we look at things. Yeah. Sweet. All right.
You want to do Ryan?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ryan
says...
Close
us off with this, Brian.
You know what? I'm going to stop saying Ryan says. I'm going to start saying Steven says. Because he gets no love.
Steven says.
Well, because Steven is the co-author. I don't know what he did.
But Steven is so like closer to Simon says. So it's
yeah.
It's like Steven says.
Okay. Well, Steven says... The Stoics believed, above all else, that our job on this earth is to be a good human being. It is a basic duty, yet we are experts at coming up with excuses for avoiding it. To quote Belichick again, do your job. I don't remember when he quoted Belichick the first time.
No, I know, but it's like quoting somebody. Do your job. That's awesome. Do your job. What is your job? that has to come from some of those goals.
Well, to be a good person is what it's all about.
Yeah. Do your job, be a good person, and then set some goals and try to reach them while being a good person.
Yeah. Maybe that's like the missing piece to the goal setting thing. It's like want things, definitely want things, because why else are you here with systems that want? Like wanting is a natural thing.
Natural.
So want things, but at the same time as you want things, be a good person. Like remember that you are not the center of this.
Yeah.
Everybody else is living their own story too, and nobody's story has more value than somebody else's.
Right.
And then also with that goal, don't be pissed off when life doesn't want to give you exactly what you want. Don't be pissed off at life for giving you something else.
Yeah.
Because ultimately life is in charge of whether or not you actually get that goal.
Right.
You're in charge of setting it and creating the strategy and reacting to what life is serving and adjusting and going this way and this way. But ultimately, I've got to be...
ready to make lemonade.
Yeah. Ready to make lemonade. I like it. Nicely done.
Awesome. Nice quarter. Nice May.
Nice May. Nice quarter. This month was
Celebrate.
Right action. Let's go celebrate now. And leave in the comments how you're going to celebrate this. I'm really shitty at celebrating things. I like to just get the job done. And like then I'm like, woo, that's celebration. Let's move on to the next thing. We're going to go get some dinner. I'm going to make Ollie pay for it. And that's going to be our celebration.
Woohoo!